Hey, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to be going over 10 collab seasons I'm hoping to see in Fortnite in the near future. So as most of you already know, we've gotten several seasons in the past that have been centered around collaborations in Fortnite, and with the next collab season most likely being The Simpsons, this made me realize that literally any franchise could potentially have a collab season in Fortnite. So I thought, why not go over some collab seasons I would like to see added into Fortnite in the near future, and this will be my top 10 most wanted collab seasons just based on my own personal preferences. So if you guys happen to enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to support the channel any further, make sure to use my supporter creator code MGB7 in the Fortnite item shop. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, so getting into the first collab season I would like to see. This collab season is probably the most wanted by most players, and that collab is a DC themed season. Now obviously in our current season we already have a superhero themed season that does incorporate some DC elements. However, I would really like to see a full-on DC themed season similar to the Marvel ones we've gotten in the past. Now for a DC themed season, I would prefer it to be a full-length season. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Fortnite just did a mini season similar to the Star Wars one. Now for a DC themed season, there's so many possibilities for potential skins, mythics, and locations. I know there's a lot of DC skins already currently in the game, but there's just so many different characters that Fortnite could use for battle pass skins. For locations, there's so many different DC locations such as Metropolis. Fortnite could bring back Gotham City. Maybe they could even add the Batcave into Fortnite along with the Batmobile and just so many other things. The possibilities are endless. And of course with the mythics and superpowers, there's just so many different things Fortnite could do. The possibilities are endless. Now I don't think there would be any DC seasons in Chapter 6. However, I could definitely see Fortnite adding one in for Chapter 7 or just a future chapter down the line. And with these new mini seasons Fortnite is currently doing, there's a good chance we do get one in the near future. But another collab I would love to see in Fortnite is a Transformers collab season. Now I think a Transformers collab season would actually work better as a mini season, because if you're able to play as Transformers, it's going to get quite chaotic, and I know some players may not like it, but regardless, I think there's a lot of potential with Fortnite having a Transformers collab season. Just imagine half the cars in the Fortnite map being Transformers, and there's the possibility of taking over these Transformers and using them in game. I think that would be a pretty cool concept to add into the game. And in terms of battle pass skins, I know Fortnite has added in Transformer skins in the past, such as the ones from Chapter 4 Season 3. However, there's still a lot of Transformers characters that they could possibly add into the game, and if there's a new Transformers movie that comes out in the near future, I'm sure there will be plenty of characters Fortnite could add in from that movie. So overall, I feel like a Transformers mini season could be a very fun idea to have in Fortnite. But another collab season I would love to see in Fortnite is a Lord of the Rings themed season. Now if Lord of the Rings was added into Fortnite, I would really hope it's a full-length season, because there's so much you could do with a Lord of the Rings collab. Of course, with the battle pass skins, I would love to see skins such as Sauron or Gandalf, definitely Aragorn for sure, and even add some orcs as a battle pass skin. I think that would be a super fun idea. And speaking of orcs, Fortnite could put tons of orc NPCs all throughout the map, similar to the Stormtrooper NPCs from the Star Wars mini season. And speaking of the map, there could be so many great locations such as the Shire, having an Eye of Sauron, Helm's Deep, Gondor. There's just so many different places from all the movies that could be implemented into Fortnite, and I think Fortnite could make a really cool map out of all these Lord of the Rings locations. And in terms of mythics, Fortnite could have different rings around the map, obviously the main ring turning you invisible, and maybe have the other rings give you some sort of other abilities. Possibilities are endless with a Lord of the Rings themed season. I feel like this one actually has the most potential out of any collab ideas I have for this video, and this is easily the top collab I would want for a themed season in Fortnite. And while I'm on the topic of movie franchises, another major franchise I would like to see in Fortnite is actually Harry Potter. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever had any sort of wizard themed seasons in Fortnite, or any sort of wizard abilities or anything like that in general. And with a new Harry Potter TV series coming out next year, I feel like that's the perfect time to have a Harry Potter collab in Fortnite. Of course, you could add the main Harry Potter characters as skins for the Battle Pass, having Harry Potter himself, Dumbledore, Voldemort. There's tons of great characters that could be added as Battle Pass skins. There's also many locations from the movies that could be added in, an obvious one being Hogwarts. Just imagine a full Hogwarts school being in the Fortnite map. I think that would be really cool. And in terms of mythics and other abilities, this one's pretty obvious. Just add in different wands into the game that allow you to cast different spells. There's just so many different things you could add from these major movie franchises, and I feel like Harry Potter would translate very well into the game. And another collab I would also like to see in Fortnite is actually an anime collab season. Now, initially when I was thinking of anime, I was thinking there could be a One Piece themed season, or maybe a Dragon Ball themed season, but as I was thinking of more and more animes, I realized just a full-on anime season would actually be pretty cool. You could incorporate different animes into the Battle Pass, mythics, and locations. Some other animes could include My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, Hunter x Hunter, the list goes on, and just taking a few animes and combining them into one season, I feel like that would be very fun. And there's a lot of different ways Fortnite could go about this, and I definitely feel like this would work better as a mini season, although if we did get a full-length season, I wouldn't be complaining. But speaking of anime, another collab season I would like to see added into Fortnite is actually a Pokemon themed season. Now obviously you could include Pokemon in the anime themed season, however, I feel like Pokemon deserves its own themed season. Now just imagine having tons of Pokemon all around the Fortnite map, and you can collect different Pokeballs to catch these Pokemon and have them battle on your side during a Fortnite match. I feel like a Pokemon Battle Royale would just be so much fun, and Fortnite could even add in different Pokemon skin or different trainers such as Ash Ketchum. You could even add in Team Rocket. I feel like they would be a nice addition as well. The possibilities for a Pokemon themed season are endless. But moving on to the next collab season I would like to see in Fortnite, which is a Nintendo themed season. Now Pokemon technically could fit into this Nintendo themed season. However, I would prefer to see franchises such as Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Donkey Kong, and so many other Nintendo franchises I feel like could fit really well into a Fortnite season. And like I said earlier, I feel like Pokemon should be in its own individual season, but of course I wouldn't complain if it was in a Nintendo themed season. Now with a Nintendo themed season, you could do so much with this. Obviously putting many of these iconic Nintendo characters into the Battle Pass and around the map would be very cool. For locations, you could easily add in so many different places, and same with the mythics. There's just so much you could add in. I would love to see some Mario power-ups added into the map, giving you some sort of extra abilities. I feel like Link's sword would also be very good. You could add weapons from Metroid as well. Possibilities are honestly endless for what sort of mythics and weapons could be in the game, and I think it would be really fun to have a Nintendo themed season. Now the chances of Pokemon or really any Nintendo themed season being added into the game are very unlikely, as Nintendo seems to be pretty stingy when it comes to doing collabs with any sort of franchise. They're kind of just doing their own thing, which I respect, but come on Nintendo, just take the money, bro. But anyways, getting into the next collab season I would like to see in Fortnite, which is a SpongeBob themed season. Now I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking a SpongeBob themed season is stupid. It's almost as bad as a Simpsons themed season. Okay, I'm sorry about that one, but why would we want a SpongeBob themed season? And in all honesty, I would want one solely for the memes. Just imagine cranking 90s as SpongeBob, boxing someone up like a fish, and then hitting the gritty after you eliminate them. Tell me that's not one of the greatest things of all time. Now memes aside, I think there's actually a lot of potential with having a SpongeBob themed season. Obviously for the Battle Pass, you could have SpongeBob in there, all of his friends such as Patrick, Sandy, Mr. Krabs. There's a lot of characters from SpongeBob that could be added into the game. And for locations on the map, there's so many iconic SpongeBob locations, such as SpongeBob's house, along with his neighbors, the Krusty Krab, the Chum Bucket. I mean, just some really iconic cartoon places, and I think it'd be really cool to have a SpongeBob themed season. And yes, a mini collab season would be most ideal for this. I definitely wouldn't want a full-length SpongeBob season, but another collab season I also think would work pretty well in Fortnite is actually a Five Nights at Freddy's collab. I think a Five Nights at Freddy's collab would actually work pretty well as a mini season during Fortnite Mares. Fortnite could obviously add in different characters from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise as Battle Pass skins, skins. Of course, they could add Freddy himself, Springtrap, Chica. There's a lot of different characters they could add in as Battle Pass skins, and I think it would make the game a lot of fun. They could also add these characters in the map, as well as different locations from the different Five Nights at Freddy's games. A clear choice for a location would definitely be Freddy's Pizzeria. I think that would be a super cool location to have with all the characters there in the game. And overall, I feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's collab would work very well as a mini season, and I definitely think there's a lot of potential with a Five Nights at Freddy's season. But moving on to the 10th collab season, I would like to see Fortnite potentially add into the game, which is a Gaming Legends collab season. Now, Gaming Legends collab season would actually feature different video games all combined to have one epic season. Now, a Gaming Legends collab season could feature very popular games such as Minecraft, Halo, Dark Souls, League of Legends. There's just a lot of different video games out there that I feel like Fortnite could take different aspects from and combine it all to make one really cool season. Of course, the Battle Pass could feature different characters from those video games. There could be different weapons and mythics from each game. There's just a lot of different things Fortnite could do with this, and I feel like a Gaming Legends collab season would definitely have high potential as a great Fortnite season, and I would definitely like to see Fortnite add this into the game. But anyways, guys, those are 10 collab seasons I would love Fortnite to add into the game at some point. Of course, this is my own personal list here, but I would love to see what collab seasons you guys would like Fortnite to add in the comment section down below. But if you guys happen to enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already for more videos like this. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.